$15 billion worth of food is pollinated annually in the US alone. Without the bees, all of this food would be gone. You know that apple you ate for breakfast this morning? It would be gone. You know that pumpkin you carved for Halloween? That would be gone too. You know that watermelon that dripped delicious juice down your chin during the summer? Well, not anymore. Bees pollinate nearly 75% of our food. All of the bees are dying. This is a thing called CCD, or colony collapse disorder. Honeybees seem to have evolved from hunting wasps about 74 to 146 million years ago. From then on, the honeybees continued to multiply and pollinate. There are 3 types of bees: worker bees, drones, and the queen. Worker bees gather what's needed to make honey. They collect nectar, a sweet, watery substance, and after processing it in their stomachs, they regurgitate it into the honeycomb cells. After the nectar has been regurgitated, the bees fan their wings to get rid of any leftover moisture. The final result is honey. The drone's purpose is solely to mate with the new queen. The queen's job is to lay eggs to keep the hive running, so she rarely leaves the colony. In a defense situation, the drones have no stinger, therefore making them useless in defending the hive. The worker bees have a barbed stinger, meaning they can only sting once. After this one sting, they die. On the other hand, the queen bee can sting multiple times before dying because her stinger isn't barbed. A typical colony has 50 to 60,000 bees, but will lose 20 to 30,000 bees in winter. But now bees are dying all at once. In October 2006, beekeepers started to report the loss of 30 to 90% of their hives. From then on, the deaths have been increasing. There were some other reported deaths in the 1880s, the 1920s, and the 1960s, but they weren't able to link those deaths with CCD. Scientists can't find one exact reason why the bees are dying. They think it's multiple reasons combined together. One possible explanation could be pesticides. Farmers have to spray pesticides on their crops to kill certain bugs that can be damaging to crops and livestock. Since bees collect honey during the spring, summer, and fall, they are forced to gather harmful materials in their hive, and then they have to eat that harmful material during the winter to survive. The pesticides can weaken the bee's immune system, making it harder to fight off diseases. Another possibility is the varroa mite. The varroa mite attaches itself to the bee and sucks out its blood. This spreads disease and weakens the entire colony. When the colonies weaken, they aren't able to fight off diseases as easily. It's like a chain reaction. Spraying pesticides causes bees' immune systems to weaken, which means they can't fight anything off. The last possibility the scientists think is killing the bees is high fructose corn syrup. Farmers have found it's much more profitable to remove more honey than bees can stand to lose, and then feed the bees a cheap, nutritionally inadequate honey substitute made out of high fructose corn syrup. Research has found that when bees eat this replacement food, they aren't exposed to other beneficial chemicals that honeybees need to survive. These chemicals are found in honey. Farmers don't know what to do. If pesticides are killing the bees, then they won't be able to use pesticides for their crops, and they won't be able to make a living because all of their bees would be dead. If it's varroa mites that are killing the bees, then farmers would have to pay a bunch of money to get rid of them with treatments that aren't guaranteed. If high fructose corn syrup is killing the bees, then farmers wouldn't be able to save money by feeding the bees a honey substitute. If the farmers do not stop treating the bees like this, though, the bees will die anyway, and they will have no job at all. They wouldn't be able to farm anymore because there will be no bees to pollinate their crops. These 3 things might be what's causing colony collapse disorder. If all of the bees die, the entire country will face shortage of anything farm-grown because the bees pollinate our food. Anywhere from 50 to 60,000 bees are in one colony, and too many colonies to count are dying. If 200 colonies died, that would mean anywhere from 10 to 12 million bees have died. Those bees aren't pollinating our crops anymore. When you're losing all your money while trying to grow crops, you spend more money than you make. That happens because the bees are dying. When all of your bees are dying, you'll fail at growing crops and go into debt. Farmers will be giving up for this reason once they occur at their farm year after year. If you're a farmer or someone who has crops or a garden, spray pesticides at night and avoid using them after and at the time of bloom. With the varroa mites, spend the money to get rid of them. Lastly, if you're a beekeeper or someone who feeds the bees, Don't give them cheap honey substitutes. They need honey. Once the bees are gone, they won't come back. These steps probably won't make much of a difference to the world if only a few people follow it. Please, one step at a time, help save the bees.